Who do I think will win the Monaco 2021 Grand Prix? The season of 2021 has started out with a bang, with that championship battle not seen in years being the headlight of the season. It's Max Verstappen versus Lewis Hamilton. These two are battling out for a championship, with the young Max Verstappen finally toe-to-toe against Lewis Hamilton. It's very on edge on who's gonna win. We don't know if the Red Bulls will win or the Mercedes. The Mercedes have been dominating since the 2014 turbo hybrid era. So seeing a battle like this is something completely new and we haven't seen in a decade. There have been 4 races in the season and Lewis Hamilton has won all but 1 race. But I still think Max Verstappen is in the running. Lewis Hamilton is currently 14 points ahead in the lead of the championship, but many people mistake this as the season is already over and they claim that Lewis Hamilton has already won. But I say that that's absolutely ridiculous. Spain concluded the 4th race in the 2021 calendar, and do you know how many races are there total this season? 23! 4 out of 23 races have been concluded. This means the championship is far from over. So you should probably stop saying that the championship is over, because that's not true at all. That brings us to Monaco. Monaco is the next race in the calendar, and it's the most famous, the most prestigious race in the Formula 1 calendar. Monaco is coming back after being away for a year due to the COVID-19 pandemic, but it's finally back, baby! This race is won down to qualifying, and that's a fact. Whoever has the best lap wins. This is due to the fact that the circuit is too narrow to support the current era cars, which are just big, thick boys, and this makes passing absolutely almost impossible in Monaco. It can be done, but it's very hard, and you have a chance of crashing into each other. So, if you can win pole, you can win even with a slow car on race day. This has been proven in the past with Daniel Ricciardo back in 2018 winning. He won even despite having an engine problem. He just made that car as wide as he can for all the laps, and he won. He was able to celebrate with his team. Now, if we look back at the current series so far, Max Verstappen has gotten pole at 1 of the races, Lewis Hamilton has gotten 2, and Valtteri Bottas has got the other last pole. If you look at this, you would believe that obviously Lewis would be the most likely driver to take the pole position, and there's good reason for this. Lewis Hamilton has been at top game this whole season, and he literally has been dominating the past years apart from 2016, but every other year he's been dominating. So who do I think will win pole position and therefore the Monaco Grand Prix? My prediction is Mazepin.
I think that could be the Russian of E-Tech, Nikita Mazepin.
Nah, I'm just fucking with you. It's Max Verstappen. I vote Max Verstappen. It's obvious that the list comes down to 2 drivers, maybe 3. Valtteri is not in a good position right now. He's probably going to get replaced by George Russell at some point. The gap between Max and Lewis has been so close. This indicates that the final decision comes down to the car philosophy. These 2 drivers are great. They're matched in my books as the greatest drivers so far in this current decade. So it all comes down to the car. Red Bull has been following the high rake philosophy for the past few years. The high rake philosophy is when the car's rear height is higher than something like a Mercedes, which is a low rake philosophy, which is the exact opposite, where the rear height is lower than a high rake philosophy like Red Bull's. But thanks to the 2021 regulations, the FIA made floor regulations that damaged the arrow of low rake designs. This hurt Mercedes, and this hurt Aston Martin, who went from the front of the midfield to the back of the midfield. And now they have one angry billionaire, probably making another hostage style video like he did last year.
Good morning. However, I'm extremely angry at any suggestion. I've never cheated at anything in my life.
The dominant philosophy that has been powering Mercedes and Racing Point to dominance in their fields has been damaged thanks to the 2021 regulations. This works towards Red Bull's favor coming into tracks that favor aerodynamics like Monaco. Because Red Bull has adopted the high rake philosophy to the cars, this means that cars have been less impacted by the regulations that have been hurting Mercedes. And maybe to even have a better aero package than Mercedes. In a track like Monaco, it comes down to aerodynamics since the long straight doesn't exist. Well, it has a straight, but that thing can not be called a straight at all. My 2 cents is that Mercedes will probably be behind Red Bull in the Monaco Grand Prix. But of course, Mercedes always has a chance. And this is just my prediction though. And I'm as well trained to predict this stuff as Mazepin is well trained enough to go and drive a Formula 1 car. I believe that Lewis can also win the race, and there's a reason why he's a 7-time world champion, and races like Portugal showed that he's definitely one of the best drivers in the history of Formula 1. But I'll still place my bet on Max Verstappen. His talent has been showing the last few years and has been shown to be potential world championship material like Lando Norris, Charles Leclerc, Carlos Sainz, and George Russell. And I'm just gonna go put my bet on Red Bull since their package has been top notch this season. As long as they don't drop the ball like they did in Spain.